It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. Our daily mission is to come to you with news that you can use. Our 24-hour message line, 713-570-6736. Our social media handles for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are all at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. And our website, obnradio.com. Without any further delay, we'll jump right into today's episode.
Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
I'd like to take this time to recognize our sponsors and supporters at the Open Mic Broadcast Network: Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Prairie View Athletic Club, Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Farmers Insurance of Hempstead, Texas, Diva Skin Conditioner, Helping Hands Lawn Service. Thank you for your support of our local and regional coverage of student athletics here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Well, as we continue to move forward in the world of athletics, trying to sort out things and figure things out, can't help but read all the money that is still floating around in the world of collegiate athletics. Now, I do understand that everyone must be paid, everybody must be compensated. We all have need for survival. But as I began to look through the course of what is and what's not, as much as I love sports, as much as I am connected to athletics and the impact that athletics has had on me personally and professionally, I have come to the conclusion that there is far too much money being spent, in particular for head coaches' salaries on the collegiate level. And I understand, that athletics are the eye of any said university, but the pricing has truly gotten out of control. And like I said, we'll put it in perspective. Your Power Five, they're on a whole different planet. We understand that they're going to do what they're going to do. The money is out the wazoo. Take it and go with it. But what's happening is your Group of Fives, your FCS programs to a degree, are trying to keep up with the Joneses, and you do not have enough financial backing to play that game. You'll lose every time. You'll come up short every time. And it's just like anything else. If you are passionate about what it is that you want to do and how you want to do it, you find a way to make it happen. We know that all budgets are not created equally, but I don't think you should put the institution nor the programs at ransom trying to pay a quote-unquote coach their worth. If the truth is told, no one is ever paid their full worth in their own opinion. So you have to come to some realities, some harsh realities, I might add, and admit and accept that it is what it is. When it comes to your FCS program, I'm not going to even touch the Group of Fives nor the Power Fives. That's, as I say, a whole different planet. In reality, Group of Five, you're probably maybe a notch or two above FCS, but I'm not going to get into all of that. And I've been criticized, as if you do have opinion from time to time, you will become criticized and looked upon a little bit different for being able to think somewhat outside the box. But if we're really sincere about the spirit of competition, if we're really sincere about the ultimate student-athlete experience, then I think we need to really look a little bit deeper, a little bit more concentration toward the possibilities of having salary caps for your budgets. And I'll put it on an FCS level. The FCS level, which is being proven with the COVID experience that we're going through right now, will not ever get to the monetary value of that of Power Five and some Group of Five programs. And if that be the case, you cannot price yourself out of the market trying to keep up with what the other people are doing. When you break this thing down, of course, you have your NCAA divisions, Division 1, 2, and 3. Then you have your NAIA divisions. Of course, a lot of people get it twisted and they think that because you're at a D1 program, that ultimately you're going to be better, which in 95% of the cases would hold true that you would be better from the athletic point of view, but not necessarily that of the educational point of view. I'll get to that in just a second. Then you have your Division II programs, which are really just as good as some Division I programs, especially on the lower tier Division I programs, but it's just the way they have structured to allow their financial support to go towards athletics. Then you have your Division III. Now, Division III is in a total different spectrum. No scholarships awarded for athletics on Division III, all academia. Then you have your NAIA division. Now, a lot of people, they look down on the NAIA division to some degrees, but when you look at it for the ultimate experience, championship possibilities, and capabilities, NAIA route is not a bad route at all. And I said all that to level out these structures of pay. On an FCS program, your Division I programs, in best case scenario, you might have a $20 million budget to work with. And let me put a side note. I'm speaking football today. But if you were to break this down percentage-wise on a $20 million budget, and you set a cap, $200,000 max for a head football coach on the FCS level. You then structure according with your OCs, DCs, this, that, and the other. Right now, the average football budget on an FCS program is anywhere between $1.9 and $2.5 million a year. Some are going to be lower, but not many are going to be that much higher. So with an overall budget of about $20 million, they're going to account a little bit between 10 and 15% of the athletic budget toward football. And so if you are setting these caps, that no matter what you do, no matter how you go, this is what you're going to be able to make as a football head coach on an FCS level. Now, the loopholes that they use, they put a bunch of these incentive bonus deals to help boost up what you can get. But if I'm going to get an incentive pay for doing my job, they have some of these contracts that read that you get an incentive pay if you beat your rival. Okay, I'm supposed to beat my rival. I'm supposed to beat whoever I line up in front of. But I get it. The little morale booster. Then some contracts even include that we'll give you an incentive if you show up to certain events. We'll pay you X amount of dollars. Okay. Let me ask this question. With those same clauses that are floating out there, would it be fair to have within that same contract that if you do not reach a certain win percentage, you then begin to have to pay the institution that you're working for back? If you are not hitting certain benchmarks, such as APR, they have some clauses where they will pay these head coaches APR bonuses. Well, what if you're not making the APR bonus? Do we deduct your pay for that? And then you have some coaches that say, well, I tell you what, we'll give you a little bonus if you get 6 wins a season, qualify for a playoff run or a bowl appearance. But what if you fall short? Do we start deducting from you? And I do know and I do understand there are a lot of hard-working head football coaches, some, according to the fair market value scale that we have to compare to right now, are grossly underpaid. And I get all of that. But is it being grossly underpaid when your budget is what your budget is? Now, if you have a desire to want to truly do this profession, we know there's a high risk, high reward. Now, I would be all for, here's your base salary, but if you would like to make extra money, you're entitled to have camps, you're entitled to write books, put together training sessions, whatever it is that's going to help you get that. I have no problem with that. But we cannot continue to hold these institutions hostage. We cannot continue to do that because then you're forced to hand. And like I said, I'm just using football as a monitor. Then your next highest paid would be your basketball coaches. And after basketball, it's kind of like, you get in where you fit in, but you would have your baseball, softball, volleyball programs fit in, and it kind of goes down the pecking order from there. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. If I know across the board, I got a $200,000 apex for my head coaching football position, and let's say a $200,000 apex for my basketball coaches, and $150,000 for my baseball, softball, and any other sport that comes with it. But that's your ceiling that you can hit. It may sound crazy, but I think it will be a road of recovery for FCS programs. And I know people are like, well, you got to get more. When you think about it, when you really, really think about it, as Don King would say, only in America can you make the kind of money that you're making at a quote-unquote child's game. I know the business aspect of it. I know the revenue that is generated from it. But when the dust settles, we are really and truly at a situation to where we're going to have to look at how we're doing everything that we've always done. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And it's time to revisit if FCS programs are going to survive. Because what's happening? You're cutting programs, you're cutting salaries, but the people at the top of the food chain, for me to give up 10% of $600,000, that's nothing. For me to give up 20% of $600,000, it's nothing. But if we're talking about the ultimate student performance, creating an environment that's going to be conducive for that student athlete as well as the institution and everyone else involved, let's look into salary caps or budget caps, and then let the better systems, let the better programming win. Because right now, it's a bidding war. And we know that we can nickel and dime ourselves on an FCS level, but it's pennies on the dollar compared to the Power 5, Group of 5. So why not keep everything on an even playing scale? Because if we were to really break this thing down as far as academia superiority, it's not majority of our Power 5 programs. Yes, they have good educational progress and all that is fine. But your true academia kings, if the truth be told, in most cases are on your Division III levels. Totally different beast, totally different concept, totally different approach. I'd love to hear your feedback on today's topic, 713-570-6736. In fact, we were running a poll. It's going to be concluding today. It was simply asking this question: do you believe that football coaches being overcompensated. And at last glance, it was a resounding yes. Love to hear how you feel about it. Once again, 713-570-6736. I want to thank our sponsors and supporters for helping us to keep the engine running here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're building, we're growing, and expanding daily. And we cannot do that without your support. I am going to exit stage left for right now. My time is far spent, and I must shut it down. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.